Hi everyone and welcome back. This video is going to be about self-awareness and using it to improve your situation, but first I wanted to pick up where I left off on the last video where I had skipped the day of Lasix, the water pill. It turns out that that evening I did not gain very much at all, about a pound. My usual is 2 pounds. But it was still on in the morning, so I did end up taking another one and have been taking the half a pill since that day. So I just got lucky that day, and hopefully that'll start happening a little bit more frequently, and then maybe move to be more regular. So the good thing about it though was that like before, where I said that I used to take about a week to get over skipping one, this time it was just like a regular day. So there were no lasting effects from not taking it. My body did not gain a whole bunch of extra fluids, so that's really good. And that whole thing leads right into the using self-awareness to improve your situation. It is that self-awareness that allows me to notice little changes like that and do my little experiments. And being self-aware has really helped my situation from when I was first diagnosed to now. I would say that when I was first diagnosed, I used to have like maybe 7 good days a month and 3 weeks of bad days, and not necessarily in a row. I'm just saying where I would have 7 days where I actually felt good and like 21 days where I did not feel so good. And the more self-aware I became and started paying attention to what was going on with my body and what it needed, and what I felt like it was asking for, the better that became. So now I might have 7 bad days in a month and usually like 21 good days. So it helps a lot, and just I would credit most of this to just being more self-aware. And when I say self-aware, I'm talking about like paying attention to how your body feels with different foods that you eat, with how much fluids you take in, weighing yourself to notice how much fluid that you may be retaining, being aware of how, like I said, different foods like salt and carbs and all that, and we'll get into that with another video, but all that stuff can have an effect on how you feel and your breathing, either directly or indirectly. And the more you notice this stuff, the easier it will become, because you can avoid certain situations then. The way I started noticing stuff was by charting it. So I would keep a daily record of like my weight, how I felt, what I ate, the weather, what the weather was like, whether it was windy, cold, hot, humid, a day with a lot of allergens in the air, just it depends. And the thing with COPD and PAH that maybe is a little bit different than other diseases is they're so very individual for everybody. So there might be some common denominators between, the general people with these diseases, but then each person is so individual with how they feel and what affects them, that you really have to get to know what your own triggers are. For example, for me, if I run across somebody who has on too much perfume, or somebody's burning leaves or whatever while I'm walking, that can totally ruin the rest of my day as far as making the breathing more difficult. So I really try to pay attention to that stuff and avoid situations that I may be confronted with it. Now you can't avoid them all, and I did also notice that the stronger that I became, the less susceptible to certain triggers I would be. So as I gained strength and gained momentum after getting out of the hospital, and I, exercised and different things, the stronger that I became, the less certain trigger, not that they don't bother me at all, but the less they bother me. So, and the self-awareness helped with that. Also, being aware of your breathing and breathing techniques and using them will also help a lot. The other thing that self-awareness with exercise, I noticed that when I skip my upper body exercises, which this month has really been like that because we have traveled so much and been doing so much running around, that I have really only had time to focus on the walking. The walking is something that I will not skip because I just can't do without it. If I don't walk, then I definitely cannot function as well without it. But the upper body exercises, I get really good with them all winter long because I'm in a little bit more, and our lifestyle is a little bit slower in the winter just due to the weather and things like that. So what I do notice is with the exercises in my upper body is that my breathing is much better when I'm using the upper body exercises. So this past month I've noticed that I tire a little bit more easily, and I could be thinking that my situation is getting worse, but my self-awareness tells me that I have not been keeping up with my exercises, and I know from past experiences that I felt like this before where my situation might be getting worse, but I know that I have not been doing the upper body exercises. So it's little things like that where you might get into a slump with thinking that your condition might be getting worse, where it's actually just a change in your routine that can be fixed and remedied rather easily. We go through this every May because we travel so much in May, partly because a lot of the warm places that we like to visit are not as hot this month, and partly because we're so tired of winter where we're at. So, like for example, we just came back from Disney, then we went to Dallas, and now we're on our way to the Florida Keys, and all this is in a span of, several weeks of each other. So I kind of go through this every May. So now I know from past experience and just being self-aware that I do not need to panic over the situation, that it's routine, and once I get back to my regular routine, I will feel better, be stronger breathing wise. So yeah, I just wanted to cover the fact that if you are self-aware and you note certain things, and we'll go through more on exercise and eating and fluids and all that, I'll cover each of them individually, but in the meantime, you might start charting some of, and I used to have like a star program where I'd put 5 stars for really good days and 1 star for bad days, and then I would have my notes next to it, and I would notice what I ate or what the weather was like, and I could tell by my star rating, and then I would start seeing a certain pattern develop. And now I don't really need to even keep a chart because I had did it for so long, probably the whole first year, and spent that year just really spending time becoming self-aware, and I noticed patterns even with hormones and stuff, that my breathing was affected by that. So you might be surprised if you chart what's going on with you and really work on your self-awareness. You might be surprised at what you learn about yourself and things that you can do to help yourself out with this disease. So yeah, I'm looking forward to covering some of these topics more individually, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you're enjoying the videos. If you have a topic that you want to see covered, let me know, and I would love to share my experiences on it. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, and I hope to see you back again. Thanks!